Hi folks, Dr. Ed Beyer. Today we're discussing the underlying causes to female hormone imbalances. I've been in practice 30 years. I practice functional medicine and I have had hundreds and hundreds of females come to me with all the symptoms of female hormone imbalances. Weight gain, fatigue, PMS symptoms, migraine headaches, anxiety, poor sleep, irritability, mood swings, hair loss, headaches. I think I mentioned that one already, but there's a lot of them, okay? Infertility, endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome. They're miserable. And they go to their doctor, and what does the doctor do? They put them on birth control, which is just so short-sighted because that causes a whole cascade of bad things in the female body. It's not addressing the underlying causes. Today I want to explain and go over a very, very common one, and that is blood sugar dysregulation. How glucose, our blood glucose, or in the female body, really impacts the hormones and can be a major cause to female hormone imbalances. So here's how it works. We eat our food, and when we eat, our blood sugar goes up, and then we use glucose or blood sugar for energy, but it's got to get into the cell. And there's a hormone that does that, okay? So as our sugars go up, our glucose goes up, the brain sends a signal down to the pancreas, and the pancreas releases a hormone called insulin, and insulin pushes glucose into the cell, and if everything's working in the cell produces energy from it. Now there are three ways that blood sugar can go bad, okay? Number one, it's called reactive hypoglycemia. Now I'm going to tell you, I can almost spot a female that has this. These are the ones, they tend to be anxious, they don't sleep very well, they don't eat breakfast, they get headaches, they're kind of skinny, they have that hangry, they get irritable if they don't eat, and they eat, and they feel fine, they eat carbs all the time, and their blood sugar is going all day long, okay? And so they're not getting enough glucose into the cells, so the insulin, the brain's going, hey, we need more glucose into the cells, so it's going to send a surge of insulin to get whatever sugars in the blood into the cells. So these females get insulin surges before they eat, as opposed to the other situation, they get insulin surges after they eat. But what I want you to remember is they get insulin surges, okay? Because we're going to be talking about that. And this is due to poor lifestyle changes. It could be neurologically induced. Our brain consumes more glucose than any other organ in our body. So if we're anxious all the time, or we're ramped up, guess what? It's burning a lot of sugar doing that. Or if we're studying all the time, or we're not sleeping, we're stressed out, our brain's burning sugar, and so what happens to the sugar level? It drops. So it can be neurologically induced. Low blood sugar can be neurologically induced. Poor adrenal glands or cortisol problems, poor liver problems can also cause low blood sugar. So these are the females that have difficulty waking up, but they also have a hard time staying asleep all night too. No appetite in the morning, they don't feel like eating, and they might just drink caffeine and sugar for breakfast, which drives the sugars up, but then we get an insulin surge and then they tank, okay? So they tend to tank between meals, then they eat and they feel a little bit better. They lose function between meals, anxiety, mood swings, the so-called hangry, right? Gain energy after they eat. They crash around 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Sugar, salt, caffeine is like their mainstay, okay? And they have difficulty staying asleep. So those are some of the symptoms. The second way is type 1 diabetes. This is an autoimmune condition against the pancreas. I really don't want to talk about that one. And the third one is pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. This is by far the most common blood sugar dysregulation that I see clinically. This is too much blood sugar, and now you got too much insulin trying to push it into the cell, and then after a while the cells start ignoring the insulin. That's what your body does when you have too much of a hormone like insulin. It starts to ignore it. It's like teenage kids. You talk to them a lot and they don't listen, right? Or a boss yelling at you all the time, and you just tune them out. That's what happens in type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes. If you have an A1C marker that's above 5.6 and below 6.5, that's pre-diabetes. Over 6.5 is type 2 diabetes. So these folks, these ladies have insulin surges after they eat. So they eat, their sugars go really high, and then they get this big insulin surge to try to push all the sugars into the cells, okay? and that requires energy, and they fatigue after meals. So these are the people that wake up not feeling rested, and they have sugar cravings. They eat a lot of sugars and starch for breakfast. They have sugar cravings all day long. They fatigue after meals. They crash after lunch. They need stimulants to keep going. They have difficulty falling asleep. They gain weight. And then they're going to have the things like cholesterol and LDL, and all their lipids are going to be elevated. So with this insulin resistance, you get insulin surges after they eat. The thing I want you to understand is that, high blood sugar is more than just diet. I mean, diet's a big part of it, not exercising is a part of it, but thyroid dysfunction, adrenal dysfunction, liver dysfunction, pancreatic dysfunction, brain dysfunction, inflammation, nutritional deficiencies can also cause high blood sugar. So there's more to it than, eat diet and lack of exercise. So all these got to be addressed and removed. So what does this have to do with female hormone imbalances? Well, it's the insulin surges that create problems with the estrogen progesterone levels and how the brain is able to drive them. So insulin surges is the culprit. So high insulin is very, very, very inflammatory, and that shuts down the brain's ability, the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, to properly communicate with your adrenal glands and your ovaries and your thyroid. And so now you're going to get imbalances because of the inflammation. Also, insulin interferes with the ability of your hormones to bind to the receptor sites. Remember, a hormone, doesn't matter how much hormone you have, it's how much hormone is binding to the cell. And it increases the conversion of estradiol over into testosterone, which is commonly seen in polycystic ovarian syndrome, or females with acne, hair loss and things like that, or facial hair. Also, high insulin decreases the ability to break down fat, and it increases the production of fat. Now, I haven't met a female yet that likes that, okay? And it also leads to cardiovascular disease because it elevates cholesterol, triglycerides, and LDLs. So you want to keep your insulin levels like this. You don't want them doing this. Insulin surges are related to blood sugar surges, and insulin surges disrupt hormones in the female body, very much so. I'm Dr. Byer. I hope that helps. Have a great day.